So there has been a little bit of controversy that just happened with Flesh and Blood, and it is all sparked by a booster box opening. Of all things, to make people angry, it was a booster box opening. So, Uprising spoiler season is, I believe, officially over now, and we have now seen people open up boxes. And the first one to do so was Dan from Openboosters. He is a vintage Magic opener, and LSS gave him the opportunity to open up a box of Uprising, one of the first. In fact, it was the first one that was put online, and this was a video premiere. And in this video, he didn't know that he pulled a Fable. He didn't know what the Marvel rarities were. He didn't flip any of the cards over. He didn't seem to really know what he was doing. He just opened up the box. You know, his reactions weren't that exciting. It wasn't all that interesting. He just kind of was himself. Overall, like, I'll just be honest, and he admits this in a video he made after where he apologized for this video because, like, it wasn't good. Okay, it wasn't a good opening. He didn't do a good job of showcasing anything, not knowing the rarities, not knowing what he was doing. That wasn't a good look for the first box that was being opened. However, to the people that are genuinely angry about this, let it fucking go, dude. Holy shit, man. People seem to be genuinely, like, mad about this. Like, actually, like, seriously insulted and mad. And I've seen people, not just in the comments of this video, but on Twitter, they're like, I feel disrespected. He should have done research. He should have, like, there's so many other creators that could have had this. This is so insulting. Why did LSS choose this guy? Why is he doing this? Don't ever do this again. This is awful. Like, guys, okay, just, it's a freaking box opening. It is not that important. Oh, but it's the first one. Shut up. It is a box opening, okay? And the dude just didn't know what he was doing. And you know what probably happened? You know how he probably ended up with this box, okay? He was at the Pro Tour. Now, I've noticed that a lot of the people who are at the Pro Tour seem to be getting, like, the really good spoiler cards, which is perfectly fine, because they probably met the LSS team, or at least, you know, members of the LSS team, and then a lot of them met James White himself. So building that relationship with the people at the company, you know, makes sense that it would result in the company giving them the really good stuff. And he was at the Pro Tour. So he probably had conversations with people at LSS and James White, and they were probably like, hey man, you got an opening channel. Do you want a box? And he's probably like, yeah, sure, I'll open a box. And they're like, cool, just open it, make a video, whatever, here you go. And that was probably the conversation. They didn't probably let him know, like, hey, this is a showcase, you know, not all the cards are spoiled, you're gonna be seeing new things, you wanna make sure you, like, he probably just was told, open this box, and then he made the video. Now, he has come out and made an apology video because people were mad. If you go and read the comments, there are some that are just being critical. Maybe, you know, maybe a little bit harsh criticism, but there are some that are just saying, hey man, you probably should research before you do this, you know, maybe flip the cards over, like, and there are people who are saying LSS maybe should have let him know, and you know what? That's fair. But there are also some really shit comments in there that kind of rile me up because it's like, you don't need to be a complete asshole to this guy. Like, it's not a big deal. He made a bad box opening video. It's not a big deal, okay? Calm your tits. And I just want to offer just a little bit of advice here, because if you watch a video like this and it makes you angry, okay? And this is something that I do, and I do this every time I get angry at something online. Close your phone, close the computer, close out of the tab, go to another video, walk away for an hour, 2 hours, wait until you're no longer seriously angry, which shouldn't take that long unless you're an emotionally unstable person, which I would imagine that some of you are, because, you know, this is the grand wide world and the internet. Of course there are going to be people who are emotionally and mentally unstable. But if you walk away and you no longer feel angry, that is a very good sign that it wasn't that important. But if you walk away and you do still feel angry and you do still want to leave a comment, well then you can go back. The video is still there. You can go back and you can leave that same comment. But here's the beautiful thing about this. Because when you watch a video, right? When I watch this video, your anger goes to here. Because I felt like it was disrespectful too at first. Okay, I was like, wow, this guy seems like an asshole. And my anger was up here. And then when I left it for an hour or two, and then all of a sudden I realized, like, my anger comes down to here. You know, I'm still a little irritated, but I'm not like pissed off anymore. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. You know, it's not great, but, and then I started thinking about it more, and I kind of realized, like, is it really that big of a deal? And then by the time I had thought through it, I wasn't really angry anymore. And even if I still wanted to leave a comment when I was here, when I'd come down after an hour or two, if I was to leave a comment then, well, I'm not as angry anymore. maybe irritable, but at least now I can properly articulate what I want to say without being a colossal dick, because when you're angry, you're a dick. Okay? There's no getting away from that. Every single person, myself included, is a prick when you are angry. That is what anger does to you. So when you leave a comment when you're angry, you're going to be a prick, whether you want to come across that way or not. You could try to hide behind it's criticism, we need to criticize. But if you left the comment in anger, you're probably being a prick. Now, it might not read that way over black and white text, or it might read worse over black and white text. That's the issue. And because another thing that I think is very important to remember, and I think is very important to mention, is there is a human being on the other side of that screen. Like, I highly implore you to not necessarily watch the box opening video because it's 30 minutes long. If you're not interested, don't worry about it, but go and watch the apology video that he did. You can see it in his eyes, and you can read it on his face and in his voice. He genuinely feels bad that he did not do a good job at this. He even offers to give the cards to a Flesh and Blood content creator. And Dan, if you are watching this, okay, I just want to say, as a Flesh and Blood content creator, keep the cards. You made a mistake. You made a bad video, okay? It's not a big deal. Man, you're human just like the rest of us. Keep the cards, okay? Ignore the people on the internet, because within a couple days, everybody's gonna forget. I just think that this is a good lesson. Like, if you're angry, step away. Don't leave a comment right away, because some of these comments are reasonable and other ones are just downright mean. And there is another person on the other side of that screen that we forget about. And I think that's why this game is so important. Like, playing in the Flesh and Blood. This is what happens through the internet. You're a fucking prick to people through the internet because your brain literally disassociates from the fact that that's a human being on the other side. Especially in a video where it's just his hands. You don't even see his face. So you literally cognitively have a dissonance of, like, you don't see that as a person. You just see it as content. You actually make a caricature in your head of who he is. When I first watched this, I was like, wow, this guy's a disrespectful asshole. That was just something my brain was making up. That's not actually the person there that's doing it. That's just something my brain was making up. So again, if you get angry, walk away for a little bit. You don't have to leave a comment right away, all right? It's not like the world will not end just because you don't leave a comment. That's what I wanted to say. This was a very long rambly video. I apologize. I wanted to get this out because it has been bothering me. And yes, I did sit for about an hour. I actually finished editing another video before I made this one, and I was already thinking about making this one. So I did follow my own advice before I made this. I mean that. Take some time before you comment or post something on the internet. It will save you a lot of hassle in the long run. Don't be a Timmy. Dan, you made a mistake. I forgive you at least. You came out, you admitted it. That takes huge balls. Keep your cards, man. You deserve them. Just because you did a bad job doesn't mean somebody else should be getting that free stuff. That's all for this video.